Hello viewers, it's Super GT here. Welcome to some more Forza 6 online gameplay, and today you are going to get the D, and I don't mean it in that way. I mean it in the sense that I'm doing D class for the first time probably ever. I can't actually remember another time I've done it. So heading into turn 1 at Laguna Seca, it's going to kick off. I braked nicely in time and I'm going to get around from behind. And you've got your standard 20 car pile-up at turn 1 of Laguna Seca. Just a standard start really in Forza, although I would have expected better from D-Class because the cars are quite a lot slower. You have a lot more time to react. But clearly it's not enough, and I'm going to get tapped wide by this Focus. Couldn't give me enough room there, just tapping me wide. I'm going to cut across him here and maintain 10th position. So let's see what I can do from here onwards. These two guys are battling out ahead of us in the MX-5 and the... what even is that? Is it a Renault? I think it's a Renault. I'm going to go up his inside here as we go up the hill into the left-hand kink. Is he going to leave me enough room? I think he's going to go for a move up the inside. He actually doesn't, fortunately. And actually look at that, it's all kicking off right behind me. I like to see that because it's nice to have a big open gap behind you with which to play with. And coming into the corkscrew, get that move done on that guy, go a little bit deep, and then he actually goes even deeper. Well, he would have done until he smashed into me, so I actually saved him a bit there. Luckily he did spin me round. I'm through into 7th. The leader, looking on the map, he's already going into the final turn, so he looks like he's flying on this one. So I'm just going to have to try and make up as many of these spaces ahead of me as I can. So coming into the final turn, the Abarth 500 there has gone wide. We've got another car here on the inside going slowly, and that's me through into 5th. Which side is this guy going to go? He's just going to block at the last second, which you shouldn't do. I'm going to go through past him into 4th. As we go back into turn 1, let's hope that we don't have a repeat of the first lap, and we don't. That's good news. It does baffle me how we still get these awful starts every time. It looks like not enough people have watched my How to Survive Lap 1 video. It's got 13,000 views, but clearly it's not having a big enough effect because we still have these crazy pile-ups every race where people simply just do not know how to brake. It really does baffle me. It doesn't really annoy me, it's just I just can't really fathom why it hasn't changed and why people just can't adapt to new situations. But anyway, we're halfway through the race now and I'm up into 4th position. That's not too bad, is it? For my first D-Class race in a very long time, if ever. I can't actually remember ever doing one in this game, maybe in career mode at the very beginning, but apart from that, I haven't really touched in D-Class at all. As for the car I'm using, it's the new Holden Monaro. Well, it's a very old car, but I believe it's from one of the new packs, or one of the newish packs, or one of the packs. I don't know which one, I don't care which one of them. But anyway, coming into the second to last turn, we are chasing down a Renault Clio here. So quite a difference in cars. We've got a classic muscle car here, very old muscle car, chasing down a new European hot hatch. As we approach the final lap, can I get 3rd place from this guy? Looks like 2nd and 1st have developed a decent lead over us, so it's unlikely that we're going to catch them unless they start smashing into each other or crashing. Please delete as appropriate. And through turn 1, I've got a better line than him. You can see that I am slowly gaining, so if I can keep gaining, I might have a chance towards the end of the lap and the end of the race. Behind me there's a gap of about 200 feet, which should be enough as long as I don't make a mistake as well. So hopefully I can finish at least 4th here, and it looks like 3rd is a most definite possibility as we head into the left-hander just before we go up the hill. Quite a nice corner this one. You have to get on the power very early because it does open up quite nicely on the exit. And these D-Class cars are actually very nice to drive. So obviously you don't have the power, but you do still have a nice level of a grip through the corners, making the cars quite nice to drive actually. I didn't I don't normally go into this kind of class because I don't like the lack of power. But actually racing this actually feels quite nice. And we've got a shot here. We're going through into third position. He's forced me quite narrow. I've tapped him. I'm not going to go through there because I think that would be a bit unfair because I tapped him wide. And he's going to go a little bit too narrow, actually very narrow. Smash into the tyre wall and I've gone into him. And it's all gone wrong on the second to last corner. I'm going to rejoin safely here. He hasn't done that. He's just come straight across and gone straight to the other side and taken out a guy. That is a very poor attempt at rejoining the circuit. He should have done what I did. Look back, wait for the other guys to go past. That is the rules. Well, there's no actual rules in the game. Technically, there's no rules, but that is the etiquette that a proper racing organisation would employ. That you have to give way to the people who are on the track when you're rejoining. It doesn't matter if it wasn't your fault that you went off the track, but in order to avoid another accident, you should give way. But that is the first race. I'm going to show you two races here. Normally I only show one. And we are in Silverstone National Circuit in the wet. So I'm driving the Pontiac Trans Am. So heading to turn one, I know there's a massive puddle on the right hand side. I'm going to go over to the left. It's probably the better line into here. And you can see there a couple of guys going a bit sideways over that puddle. So I'm forced very wide here and actually don't take that very well at all. Unfortunately, there's quite a lot of runoff here at Silverstone, Copse Corner that is. So this is where it diverts from the normal circuit. So there's a big puddle there. And we're going to turn sharp right here. So everyone's gone wide. Yeah, pretty much everyone's gone wide there as per usual in this track. It just seems that no one actually pays attention to what track we're doing, and everyone just drives way too wide on that corner, and it always happens on that corner. So coming up the middle straight here, I'm going to get past these two guys up into second, looking at the back of first. I've gone a little bit deep. I've been tapped from behind, pushed a little bit wider. Don't want to go too wide on the exit because there's a huge puddle there, which that Toyota Celica has gone through. And then coming through the final turn, Luffield, back onto the old main straight. I'm going to get shoved a little bit wide here by the Renault and the other guy there. I can't quite see what car he's in, but I think I've got the power down the straights to get back past that Renault. So that's the Renault who I smashed into at the end of the last race. And I'm going to go up the outside of the Celica, coming into Copse Corner on the end of lap number 2, and he's actually going to collect himself. If anything, he actually took himself out at turn 1, so that's not good for him. I don't mind him taking himself out. It always benefits me. Coming into the tricky hairpin, it's a lot slower than you think, and actually this guy going to come straight across me. That was a bit of a shitty overtake from him. So coming up the middle straight, I'm not gonna react too badly from that. Let's carry on with the race as normal. I'm going to move to the left here. He's going to move left at the last second. That is awful defending. That is absolutely awful defending. And he actually has the cheek to do that after knocking me wide. If anything, he should have let me pass because his overtake wasn't a good one. If that was me, if that was the other way around and I had done that to someone else, I would be inclined to let them pass. Certainly not move across them at the last possible second, which you shouldn't do. So, coming out of the last turn, we've got 4 laps here in this race. So 2 more left once I cross the line in just a moment. I'm going to go around the outside of him, slightly off the circuit, but I'm not going to worry about that too much now. So I'm going to get on the brakes a little bit earlier, but again, I'm way too wide from the apex. So he's going to go back past through into 4th, which demotes me down to 5th. So let's hope that he goes wide again, like he did on the previous lap. So it seems that I'm actually saving a few people here because actually he has gone very wide here. So on the corkscrew on the last lap, on the last race, sorry, I saved that guy from going wide because he hit me, and I've saved this guy on the last lap because he went into me, and he would have gone a lot wider had I not been there. So it seems I'm saving these guys from going off onto the grass where you just do not want to go. So I've got 3 back past him, and this time he doesn't brake too low. Actually, he does touch me again. You would have thought he'd try to adapt himself to be a bit more careful, but that obviously isn't the case. So I'm through past him into 4th, and now I should be able to make the most of my straight line speed to get away from him at least a bit more, to make the gap a bit more comfortable. So the Renault Clio here, we've been battling with him for third place for the last 2 races. Coming into this first turn, I'm going to brake a lot earlier, force him to the outside and just park it on the apex so they can't do anything and keep third position. That's how you should adapt your line. That's a good lesson for you. I was constantly making a mistake at that corner, so just change yourself, change what you're doing, because obviously what you're doing isn't right. So I made a good change there and managed to keep third position out of adapting my line through turn 1. Now going up the middle straight, I should be able to use the car's straight line speed to get away and develop a nicer gap as we head into a big braking zone, which is always an opportunity for a rammer or someone to go into the back of me. Maybe, you know, an honest mistake. Some people do make honest mistakes and go into the back of you, and then sometimes you do get the idiots who will just ram you because they think you've done something to them when you haven't. I do hate that when you're the innocent party and someone tries to ram you off when they think that you've done something to them when you clearly haven't. And sometimes you can just be in the wrong place at the wrong time with these people. As we come over the line, in third position, that's not a bad race, given that I was bashed about a bit to begin with. I did make a fair few mistakes as well, but that wasn't too bad for one of my first D-Class races. I actually enjoyed D-Class quite a lot. It's actually quite a cool class. Once you get to grips with it, you have to be very, very smooth, because if you start drifting, you're going to lose a lot of forward momentum and a lot of time because of how slow the cars are in a straight line. So that is going to bring this video to an end. I thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed the D-Class races. I know that a lot of you have requested that I do different classes. I normally do A and S, but I did X last week, and this time I've done some D-Class. So I hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the like button if you did like this video, and I shall see you next time. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.